Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. I'm Mark. I've been a driver for over 30 years, and I think it's time that we got paid for every minute that we're working. If you agree, it's time to subscribe. Today, it is time for the Crap Company of the Week. Holy moly. We do this every week. This week, let's talk about U.S. Express. Yes, U.S. Express. We're going to go through some pay. They have some of the lowest pay I've seen. Let's talk about it for students and experienced drivers. And this is half of the problem of the industry right here, wrapped up in one big red truck, all right? For students, let's start with students. Now, they don't have their own school. They partner with truck schools. So if you're a student, you'll be going to one of their partner schools, and they'll foot the bill by financing it for you. They'll send you on the crack hound. They'll put you up in their lodging there, and they will not feed you, all right? So you'll be at school. You will not be fed. So be sure to bring money for roller wieners. Now, when you go out with your trainer after the school, you'll be paid $70 a day for every day that you're out with the trainer. After that, when you get your own truck, you'll get a whopping 33 cents a mile, all right? 33 whole cents a mile. Now, the truck school will cost you because they will take $50 a week out of your check for a year. And if you leave within that first year, the school's total cost is $6,995, less than I've seen at some places for sure. Now, after 9 months, only 9 months, you can become a trainer as well. Isn't that great? You've got a full 9 months experience, and now you can go get your own student. And if you come from a truck school and you've paid for it yourself, they'll reimburse you $150 a month, up to, I believe it's $8,000. I didn't write down what she said. But remember, that's only $1,800 a year. So that's going to take quite a few years to get that paid back. And ironically, she said they have a 5-day wait for trainers right now. So presumably, while you're waiting, you're also not being paid anything. Thank you very much. You go, look, Mark, I'm an experienced driver. I'm experienced. I can go ahead and become experienced. That's correct. And I said, what would I get? 41 cents a mile. Remember, this is for over the road. Each account, they have different accounts, Dollar General and Walmart, they all pay differently. This is their general over the road division that many people go into to see the country or whatever, all right? So 41 cents a whole mile, but I do get a raise every year. That's pretty good. Orientation pays $62 a day, which you'll be crack hounded to and spend your evenings chatting with your new friend that you meet at the motel. All right, detention pay, $12.50 an hour after 3 hours. Here's even the low pay, which is really low, $12.50 an hour after 3 hours. So 4 hours, remember you're waiting, you get a whole $12.50. Layover, $50 a day for layover after 24 hours. Now, I have to presume, I didn't think about it until after I hung up with her. That would mean that you'll need to wait 48 hours really to get $50 because it's $50 per 24 hours after the first 24 hours. So your first day is free. It's totally free. And then the next day is a $50 whole dollar. So isn't that wonderful? And that is only if you don't have a load. So Friday, you get a load that picks up Monday right in your town there. It doesn't make any difference. You don't get layover for that. You're not being laid over. You have a load. This is only with no load. Now you're saying, Mark, that's a lot of numbers. Here's a way that you can do no numbers. Vacation 1 week after 1 year, 2 weeks after 2 years, and 3 weeks after 7 years. And remember, they don't pay for it. So you don't have to worry about getting all these numbers and everything because you're not paid for any of this vacation. The thing is, remember, even as a company driver, you can come back from vacation owing them money. What? Yes, if you have insurance, say your insurance is $100 a week or whatever, you take a week off, you don't get paid, but you still owe the insurance. So you'll come back as having a negative check. You'll owe them money when you return from your vacation that they didn't pay you for. Isn't that a great idea? They do not do hair follicle testing. People have been asking me about that. Okay, and felons are on a case-by-case basis. Pets, $500, non-refundable. Now, here's interesting. Passengers, they'll take a passenger 10 years or older, it's $27 a month. Your passenger cannot have a CDL. So if your spouse or whatever has a CDL, they cannot come with you as a passenger. I don't know why that is. I'm really not sure about why that is. They have some APUs, and the rest of the trucks have bunk heaters with an idle policy. All right, they do human performance testing, otherwise known as strength testing. Let's talk about that. In your physical, you are asked, and this is not a DOT requirement, so each company, it's totally different because it isn't required. You'll have to pick up a crate, generally a milk crate sized crate, lift it from the ground to a shelf that is usually around 5 feet high, a number of times, whatever they decide. And then you'll have to pick up a crate, which is usually around 50 pounds, and carry it a certain distance. You'll have to walk, come back, walk back and forth while you're holding this crate. And at the end of this, they take a heart reading, a heart rate reading, and a blood pressure. And if it isn't within their standards, you fail. That's called strength testing, human performance testing. This is all done as part of your physical. They make it seem like it's a physical. It isn't required by the DOT. It's only required by them. All right? Let's talk about the camera, the drive cam. Now, they do not have a camera that faces you. It faces out only, and it records sound in the truck. Here's the thing about that. There are tons of reports, okay, on the internet that talk about them micromanaging your driving through these cameras. Apparently, some of the dispatchers have nothing better to do than aggravate you about a car that pulled in front of you, or you're too close, or something like that, where you call and have to call them in. It's not everybody, but there's enough reports on the internet about it where I'm talking about it here, because there's literally hundreds of people talking about that. And along with that, on the weekends, the phone lines, it's hard to get through. So you'll get a message to call, and you call and you're on hold for 40 minutes waiting for somebody to pick up the phone on the weekend. Apparently they don't have enough people. These are internet reports, but there's tons of them, not just one disgruntled person, but there's tons of these type of reports on the internet. They also have a policy that after 4 days, you lose your truck. Now, whether they would enforce that or not, I don't know. Considering they have hundreds of trucks sitting around, I don't know if they would enforce it, okay? So, but for all of these reasons, we're going to call U.S. Xpress the crap company of the week. And in my opinion, right, they are the crap company, and you should not work there. This is a really low pay, and this unpaid time needs to end. All right, it needs to end. You can contact me, Mark, at truckinganswersnation.com. As always, go over there and join the nation. You get a newsletter and all kinds of fascinating things there to join. Let's change the industry together by exposing places like this, because what they're doing is just ridiculous. This non-payment needs to end, and the low pay also needs to end. All right, congratulations, U.S. Xpress. You're this week's crap company of the week, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.